Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Manson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we'll give you guys a fresh perspective on things that I always do. So let's get into today's topic here, okay? As you guys know, Donald Trump will be sworn in today to be the president once again for his second term in a historic fashion, in a way that surprised a lot of people, came back from improbable odds. And with the news of Donald Trump making his way back to office, a lot of things have changed. All right. You've seen a lot of guys, big guys in tech, kind of kissing the ring, ingratiating themselves with Donald Trump. Jeff Bezos did that. Mark Zuckerberg said they will no longer be fact checking. Elon Musk is who he is. He's there with them as well. So there seems to be a shift, right? There seems to be a shift in the entire landscape and the political environment in the United States. So what happened? This morning, I was going through the internet and I came across a very interesting article from Awful Announcing that had the following headline, and it said, Stephen A. Smith, legacy media is in a world of trouble. You can't be rooting against Trump because you don't like him at the expense of the United States of America. So I then began to delve into some of the commentary that he made during his visit on Fox News, when he was, I think, on the Sean Hannity show, who these two gentlemen seem to be cordial with one another. So as I was reading through the article, I then began to think of what could he be possibly talking about pushing politically charged views in media and sports. And then I thought to myself, I said, this guy is also taking a shot at his own network, because ESPN was notorious for doing this, absolutely notorious. And they used to have some pretty heated segments, especially when they had former analyst there, Will Cain, who now I believe is with Fox. And it made me think back to a very heated and highly contested segment that they had a number of years ago when Kevin Durant refused to go to the White House. And I remember this clip vividly, and I'm like, this would be a perfect example to kind of crystallize what I think Stephen A. Smith is talking about from a macro standpoint. So what we want to do is we want to take you guys back in a time machine and we want to play this back and forth that they had over Kevin Durant refusing to go to the White House, and on the panel, Stephen A. Smith, Max Kellerman, and Will Cain. Take a listen to what these gentlemen said there and what they were talking about on the sports channel. And then we're going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to these guys here.
I like both of you. We all do this with goodwill, I think, in general. These people at home that listen, this is what I'm tired of. I'm tired of you not listening to me. I'm tired of you hearing what you want to hear. I'm tired of you lumping it into... Listen, I'm tired of you hearing good guys and bad guys, my side and the bad side. I'm tired of you saying anything that disagrees with you is beyond the realm of politics. I'm tired of being more. I'm tired of you saying it's moral versus immoral.
None of those things occur.
And Kevin Durant is on one side and all the immoral are on the other. And
in
the process of you cloaking yourself in this clear morality that anyone that has even the slightest bit of nuance of disagreement with you is somehow evil. In the process of you doing this preening, this peacocking on TV, you don't hear a single thing that somebody says to you. First of all, when I say Kevin Durant,
BS.
When I say Kevin Durant has the right and I compare it to Matt Burke doing to Obama, Max, get out of here with I'm making moral equivalencies. You're so addicted to the language of the last week that you made a BS comparison there. I didn't say they were the same. Did I once say those are the same?
Why did you bring it up as an example, Will?
Because I show consistency, Max. That's the difference. I'm not convenient. I show consistency.
Oh, so you're the only one that shows consistency?
Yeah, you're right, Max. You know what I did out here?
Is that what you're implying?
Yeah, you're right, Max. You know what I did out here? I wanted to come out here and draw a correlation, an equivalency between Barack Obama and Donald Trump. That's exactly what I did. You did a good job of not listening.
You may have done so unwittingly.
You do such a good job of not listening to make the exact point you want to make, which is a simplified reduction of anything into good versus evil, moral versus immoral, and guess which side you put yourself on in every debate.
Hold on, Max. So, Will, since we're so challenged as it pertains to comprehending what the great, all-knowing, fully educated, super educated Will King is saying, could you educate? I'm asking a question. Could you tell me exactly what you said about Kevin Durant when you said that it's about politics? You didn't say that?
Yeah.
Tell me what you said.
No, I will.
Tell me what you said.
And you know what? It's not an insult to say, please listen, okay? And I can't believe that somehow, you're offended.
Answer the question, Will.
And I can't believe
Answer the question.
Stop talking and I will. I can't believe
Try answering the
somehow
question.
you're offended by me questioning your listening skills when you question the very morality of someone who disagrees with you. Yet you get to be offended. Here's what I said. Kevin Durant has the right. Everyone has the right. No one should have moral imperative to have to support anything they don't support. I've consistently held that position from administration to administration.
That's not what I'm asking.
I'm not done.
Stop it. You guys stop interrupting each other, please.
I'm not done. From there, it flows. Kevin Durant is making a decision, which I, by the way, do not inherently disagree with, which I said in my exact statements when I opened up. Yes, I believe to some extent a line has been crossed for me, Max, but I don't put moral imperatives on other people.
Come back to me. I want to answer. Come back to me. What did you say specifically about Kevin Durant and politics as opposed to it being personal? That's what I want to know what you said.
I don't even know what you're referencing now, but I'm working my way through it where I said...
Wait, Stephen A., I'd like to hear what he was... I'd like to hear what Will was saying. He said a line has been crossed.
On a personal level, Max, that you can make decisions for yourself, which I honor and respect for Kevin Durant. It's not necessarily one I have to mimic, nor is it one that I have to require of other people. Yet you do, and you say that those that don't mirror your image, mirror your choices, are those that are immoral, and that's where we draw a line.
Not always, Will. Not
just
always,
now.
But here is
just
an example. You're discussing the principle. You're discussing this in terms of principle, and in principle, I agree with you. Everyone's entitled to do that. One shouldn't impose their beliefs on another, etc. But there are times in human history where there is a clear moral choice. Usually, to apply these principles are correct in terms of the nuance. But there are times where there are very clear moral choices. And if we pretend that there's ambiguity in this choice, that is incorrect.
By the way,
here is a moment in American history where there is a clear moral choice. Do you disagree with that?
So you heard what these gentlemen had to say. This clip that we just played for you guys was published 7 years ago. That video has 3.2 million views. Very, 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 very viral video that they had there. So now I want to continue on with this article. It then says, ESPN and ABC might not want to hear it, but Stephen A. Smith went on Fox News and forecasted doom for the future of legacy media. Smith made one of his frequent appearances on Fox News with his friend Sean Hannity Thursday night, where part of the conversation centered around the media's coverage of Donald Trump, who will be inaugurated for his comeback term as president next Monday, January 20th. During the show, Hannity boasted about all the polarized issues and topics he was right on throughout his media career and included Trump on the list. All the legacy media that for 9 years have demonized this man, do you believe their days are now numbered? Hannity asked Smith. Because I think legacy media is now dead and they killed themselves, because of a political agenda and dishonesty. Am I right or wrong? I think you're closer to being right than wrong, Smith added. I think legacy media is in a world of trouble based on your description of it, and I'm not here to dole out sympathy cards. There's no excuse for it in the end. If you're in the media and you pride yourself on being a journalist, the first objective is to know as much as you can. Secondly, to be honest about what you know and you don't know. You can be subjective in what you would like to receive, but ultimately you have to be an objective grabber of the information and make sure you're disseminating that to the masses. And what we've seen is people taking agenda over spin. And then the article then goes on to say a few other things. It then says, Donald Trump, there's no way in hell that I think that the man is innocent of every single little thing, nor do I think he's guilty of every single thing they've said, Smith said. What I will say is this: the man won the election. The American people have spoken. What the hell are you doing on Capitol Hill, acting like you're still on the campaign trail, talking about him like there are votes at stake? He's the president now. You sit up there and they say you have to sit up there and say, I hope he does well for the country. You can't be rooting against him because you don't like him at the expense of the United States of America. Okay, so you heard what Stephen A. Smith said. Here's what's ironic about all of this. One could make an argument that that is exactly what ESPN was doing 7 years ago in that clip. Because at that time, there was a lot more resistance towards the idea of Donald Trump being in power. Hell, even when he was in power. And ESPN made their political views clear that they were not fans of Donald Trump and what he stood for. The NBA also took some hard lines in terms of the political moves that they had and the symbols that they put forth at various moments in time. So Stephen A. Smith has been a part of this decay that he's referring to, right? He's been a part of it. He's not annexed from, he's not like in a different place from it. He was a part of it. So to see him kind of change his tune signifies one or two things. One, Stephen A. Smith is just going with the flow. And he's wherever the current is flowing in, that's the direction he's going to flow in. Or number two, he's reached an epiphany. He's had an epiphany and realized, look, this is not the way I want things to be done. And I think we should do things differently. I think the way we cover the news should be done differently. I could be wrong. I don't know what's in Stephen A. Smith's mind. I just think that it has to be one of those two things. Now, I think people that are going to be critical of Donald Trump, especially now, are probably going to suffer for it. They're definitely going to suffer for it because things have changed. All right. You see people like Nelly and Snoop Dogg performing. Snoop Dogg a few years ago talking about Donald Trump a damn fool. That's what he said. I got the video on my Instagram of Donald Trump dancing and all of that. And Snoop Dogg is saying that, but now he's performing. So things have changed. And it's going to be an interesting year and in a few years coming down the line. So what I want to know from you guys, what are your thoughts on all of this, right? Who do you think is to blame here? Do you think that Stephen A. Smith had a role to play in this? And where do you see this entire thing going in terms of the media and its coverage of sports and politics and all of that? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you guys on the next show. Peace.